Hello everyone! Today I will be reviewing the Tarot of Trees by Dana O'Driscoll. I really like this deck. I think the art style is fairly unique, and I think that this creator has also just a fairly unique take on the cards in general. And yes, overall, I'm a fan of this deck. Alright, so the first thing that's notable about this deck is that all of the suits of the minor arcana have their own color scheme. So like this is wands, this is cups, this is swords, and this is pentacles. And I feel like this approach is not necessarily uncommon for creators of tarot decks, but what's notable about this deck specifically is that not only does each suit have its own color scheme, but each suit is associated with one of the seasons. If you do tarot, you're probably aware of the fact that each suit is associated with an element, but what you might not be aware of is that each suit is associated with the season of the year, which we see reflected in this tarot deck. And the way you can figure out which season is, which suit is which season, is, for example, the suit of wands is associated with fire, and if you think about it astrologically, the cardinal fire sign is Aries, and Aries happens in the spring. That's when that zodiac sign, that's when like the time of that sign is. And cups, water, the cardinal water sign is Cancer, which is over the summer. Swords, air, the cardinal air sign is Libra, which is in the fall. And then pentacles, earth, the cardinal earth sign is Capricorn, which happens in the winter. So that's just a little tarot trivia for you. That's kind of just an aside from this deck review, but I think it's interesting. So there you go. So yeah, each suit in this deck is has its own color scheme, which is associated with each of the seasons, which I think is a really cool approach to take when you're doing a nature-themed deck, and it makes this deck stand out from some other ones that I have, so that is very nice. Alright, now another creative liberty that Dana O'Driscoll took is that she changed the names of two of the cards. We see instead of the Wheel of Fortune, it's the Wheel of the Year. Instead of the Hanged Man, it's the Inverted Tree. I think that's cool. I think it's nice. I appreciate the artistry on the Wheel of the Year card, how we have like trees for the different seasons. That's fun. But yeah, I just thought this was an interesting move that deserved to be recognized. Another creative liberty that was taken is Dana O'Driscoll also created two oracle cards, essentially, two cards that aren't a part of the traditional tarot system, which I've seen this in other decks before. I always think it's an interesting move. I like it when the creators of tarot decks put a creative spin on it and create their own oracle cards for the deck. And I think that these two, Roots and Regeneration, really make sense for the Tarot of Trees in general, and I think they're very pretty cards, so just, you know, a notable thing there. Oh, and it's also interesting, neither of these cards have numbers, which all of the other, like, major arcana, they are numbered, but these two don't have any, so just, it's notable. Alright, now on to some cards that I just think are really pretty. So first of all, there's the Death card. As I said, I really think this deck has a cool and unique art style. Something about, I think I'm just prone to watercolor and ink personally. It's just something about like the darkness of the lines is really cool. On this card specifically, I like the lines that you can see like inside of the tree. And I also like how this Death card, you can see like darkness in the sky, but it's not a particularly dark atmosphere, which I think is very fitting for just the meaning of the Death card in general, and how like it's transformation, yes, and it's like a little scary, yes, but it's not as dramatic as something that we'd see in like the Tower, for example. So another card I enjoy is the Nine of Cups. I just really like how they made this tree shaped like a person. I think that was a cool decision, and you can see like the flowers here, and I think that's really pretty. And I just really like this imagery of like the tree holding all the 9 cups. I think that's cool. I adore this hermit card. I think the colors like in the sky are very beautiful, just the shades of purple. And I think the coloration of the tree is very beautiful. And it's a very alluring card, and like the mysteriousness of it fits in with the hermit well, I think. And the darker color scheme of it compared with the other cards really fits for the hermit. Now this card, I think it's so cute. This 6 of Pentacles card is adorable. Yes. I really just like how all of the squirrels are drawn, and you know, small little detail. It's very fitting for the meaning of the 6 of Pentacles card, that we see like each squirrel taking one pentacle, taking like a pentacle each. So like they're taking 3 and there are 3 left on the tree. It fits in with the card's meaning of equal give and take. Yeah, little details like that. They really add a lot to a tarot deck. And then this one, Judgment. I think it's a very powerful card. I think it's really nice. And it also, in a way, it kind of fits with the imagery of the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But like, instead of people looking up to the sky, like waiting to be judged, it's kind of like this like sapling going up to the sky, and I think that's cool. But overall, I think this card is just really powerful imagery, and I really enjoy it. Then there's the High Priestess, which is also on the cover of the box. One of my friends pointed out one time how a lot of tarot decks put the High Priestess on the cover, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I really enjoy the imagery of this card. Specifically, there's something about the pomegranates that I really like. I don't know, I like the way they're drawn, how they're kind of shiny. And I like how we've got the 2 pillars here like you see on the original High Priestess. And I just like the color of this tree. I think it's a nice shade of like purple or blue. I think it's a pretty card. Then there's a 5 of Cups, which I like how the tree looks like it's crying, even though it's a tree. I enjoy that, and it fits in well with the grief associated with this card and the fact that like the branches have fallen off too. And I also enjoy the shading of the water that's being spilled. So then there's the Star. I adore the way the sky looks in this card. I like how, and again, this just shows my affinity for watercolor and ink, but I like how the sky, it's not just a solid black. It's like you can see like it's lighter in some places. I think it's really pretty, and I like these shooting stars here. It's just a very beautiful card, and I like the ripples in the water here. And then I also really like the 10 of Pentacles. You can see it fits in with, you can see it like fits in with like the winter that's being reflected all across the suit of Pentacles. And what I like about this one is that since winter as a season is associated with scarcity, especially in the world of nature, I feel like it would be difficult to reflect the message of the 10 of Pentacles in a scene involving winter, since the 10 of Pentacles is about like ultimate stability, which isn't really present in the natural world during winter. But this card pulls it off really well. You can see all these trees standing really sturdily, which fits in with the message of the card. And also, it's just really beautiful. Just these like snow-tipped trees. I think they're really, really pretty. Okay, now on to like slight criticisms of the deck. And I do mean slight, as is customary for these review videos. So in this card, the Knight of Cups, I kind of wish this cup had water in it. I know. very slight thing, but I kind of just wish this cup had water in it. It would add something, I think. And then this one, Queen of Wands. First of all, beautiful card. Love the background, love the tree. I love how they brought in the black cat, which is on the original Queen of Wands card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because that's a really, like, it's a really small detail, and I like it when tarot decks just bring in the black cat. I think that's cool. But yes, the slight criticism I have is that I wish these were sunflowers, because that is the Queen of Wands imagery, and not these, they appear to be daisies, but I don't know, they could just be random flowers. Like I said, slight criticism. It's a very beautiful deck. I don't have notable qualms with it. Another notable thing is this deck doesn't have a guidebook, which I've said it before and I'll say it again. That is technically a drawback when considering a tarot deck, but I do understand it because creating a tarot deck is a lot of work, and it's a lot of work to create a guidebook, so I could understand if someone would just want to like create the deck and be done with it when there are so many resources out there. But yes, overall, this deck is very pretty, and it feels like a lot of thought went into it, just considering the different color schemes for like each season associated with the minor arcana. And I also enjoy the addition of these oracle cards into the mix because, I don't know, it's like I can tell the creators just having some fun with it, having some fun expressing themselves. So yes, overall, very pretty deck. Oh, and also something I haven't mentioned yet is that these cards, they're smaller, just hand for scale. These cards are smaller than some other tarot decks, which makes them easier to shuffle. So, something to consider. But yes, that's all I have for the Tarot of Trees. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.